I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified
and this is Tonight.
on Murder, She Wrote.
Uh,
We gotta talk about this hot tub.
if you were going to have an in-ground hot tub, it would be larger than
It
this.
would be
How do
way
you,
bigger
you
than
can't have
this.
sex in this.
There's not
No,
even room for another person.
you'd hit your head.
This is a
No,
wasted opportunity. This is poor
it
architecture,
is.
poor planning. Gut the whole thing, remodel.
Start over.
Oh, did we mention there's a TV in the bathtub too?
There is a TV stretched by its cord, just dropped,
Just right in there
and
with
he's
him.
there in his blue Speedo, cooked alive.
See, here's another thing that I don't get, and I know it's for TV, but if I had my own
Mm,
in-ground hot tub in my bedroom, I would not be wearing a Speedo. I would be
right.
butt-ass naked.
There's a house full of people, Jenny.
Exactly. Exactly. A house full of suspects. Tonight on Murder, She Wrote.
Do you have any real reason to believe that Duncan was
Uh-oh.
murdered?
Hmm. Jeez.
Hey,
Honestly,
hey, it's you gotta start strong, and they do. They
you know
do. They
what?
let
A
you
house
know.
full of people is my nightmare, so I get the screaming.
Hey, I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified,
and this
and this
is
is Tonight
Tonight
on
on
Murder,
Murder
She
She Wrote.
Wrote.
This
Yeah.
is day. What is it? Something to dusty
The
death. What is it?
Way to Dusty Death. Once again, The Way to Dusty Death.
Yeah,
What do you think of this
not a
title?
great, not a great title. I don't love it. I know that it is a reference to Macbeth. In fact, Macbeth
Yeah.
says it during the Scottish play,
Hmm.
known as Macbeth. But as it stands and for this episode, I don't like it. I think there's so many other things
Yeah,
from the play that could have been used.
it's not very direct.
No,
You know, I love an episode title that tells me exactly what I'm going to get or has
no.
some sort of poetic reference point, but this doesn't really work for me. I
There's no dust in this. So
no
it's already
idea
like, what are we
what they
doing?
were
What are we
talking
doing?
about. Yeah, yeah. That doesn't mean the episode is bad, though. Oh,
No, 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 no.
no. Oh, no.
It is, in fact, the Macbeth episode. So,
Yeah.
so for all so okay. So as a theater person, we do not typically say the name of the play. However,
Yeah.
we are not in a theater at the moment. And even though I often ascribe to just referring to it as Scottish play in general, I think for
Hmm.
these purposes, I will allow myself the ability to also refer to it by name.
Yeah.
If you are unfamiliar with the curse of saying Macbeth in a theater, go check it out online. It's a lot of fun.
I dare
Um,
you. I dare you.
yes.
See what tragedy befalls you should you utter those words.
Are you for someone who does not refer to play by its name?
I do. I don't care.
Okay.
And which is odd because as a theater person, you'd think I'd adhere to those superstitious rules, but no,
Not
no.
necessarily.
I say it. I say it.
Everyone's got their own
I don't really
vibe.
buy into that shit. I mean, don't
So
get me
we
wrong.
meet.
I don't want to keep the Annabelle doll in my house, but you know what I mean.
That's
But in
just
this
that's just
case,
asking too much.
I'll say Macbeth.
So we have the what are their name? The McCormacks. One of whom is a familiar face. It's Richard Beymer
Oh yeah,
from The Days
the
Dwindle
days
Down.
dwindle
Another
down.
title, another
Mm-hmm.
referential title.
Mm-hmm.
And his fabulous, fabulous wife,
She
who
is
is
great, isn't she? Is this Lydia
this is
Barnett?
this is
No, no.
Joanna Pettet
Joanna
as
Pettet as
Virginia,
Virginia. Yeah.
aka Lady
Lady
Macbeth.
Macbeth. Yeah.
Uh, just eating the hell out of this episode.
She
You
is
know we
yummy,
love.
isn't she? She is
Oh,
yummy. And I
and
think they
I mean,
really transfer this character over to sort of this modern 80s setting really well, right?
yeah.
Because she's not super overbearing. She is Lady Macbeth in the shadows, sort of pulling the strings, but she still feels of this world. And she still feels like a flawed woman, right? She's not particularly powerful. She's not particularly
Hmm.
im impossible to defeat, right? She's a real person.
Well, we've referred to most often the way that women are written for this show and for many shows of the era. They do Lady Macbeth all over the place. Like they very
Hmm.
frequently are the weak man. And then I mean we just had Eileen Brennan. as Marion
Yeah.
Simpson
Yeah.
in our convent episode. I wouldn't say she's Lady Macbeth in that she doesn't get her husband to do anything. She
Right.
does it herself. So
She
she's
does it
not part of
herself.
that she's not part of this convention. The
Hmm.
convention is ambitious woman knows the husband is the way to get to the position of power because she understands how the power structure works in this world. So
Right.
she needles and prods him to do the shit he needs to do to get them both in the way she needs.
Hmm. And in this first scene that we had her in, she was literally meeting with a psychic, right?
Hmm.
I
Who are
love
our
it.
who are our witches?
Our witches. Yep.
It's a quick, easy way to get that most famous part of Macbeth in.
Hmm.
Because I mean, really, everyone knows the witches from Macbeth. I mean, they are
They're kind of the
quintessential.
stars, let's be honest. They are the
Yeah.
stars of the show.
So much, in fact, that the original folio, as I understand it, did not include them as much.
Hmm.
And later editions had more scenes written for them, including
Hmm.
Hecate, to add more of a supernatural element to,
Right.
because that as was the style at the time.
Right.
Um, but the oracles, the witches, the choices that the ambitious person makes and is met with a Faustian sort of situation,
Right.
you gotta have. So they get that in and out real quick, effectively.
Totally. Well, and what was that one performance, that one witch performance? I have to look it up. It was in the Denzel Washington
Oh yeah,
Macbeth.
yeah. The Fargo
Catherine
people, the Coen
Hunter.
brothers.
Catherine
Yeah.
Hunter. Oh my gosh. If you haven't seen it, just look up her laying in the sand on the beach doing one of those witch scenes. It's just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
She is all
Incredibly
three
dynamic.
of the
Yeah.
witches. Yeah.
Really, really stand out. So
Yeah.
anyway, what are we watching?
Um,
Murder, She Wrote.
Murder, She Wrote. But I love me some Macbeth. It is my favorite of the Shakespearean plays, I
Hmm.
believe, if I had to. Or that,
Okay.
yeah, I think so.
I like a
I
midsummer
mean,
moment, but
I like Midsummer
Macbeth is good too.
of the dramas
Sure.
or the tragedies.
Sure.
I'm all about Macbeth.
Fair.
There's a few of the comedies that I
Yeah.
am also, but I will watch. I've seen many adaptations. One of my very favorite shows to ever see is Sleep No More, which is heavily
Oh,
Macbeth.
right. It's Macbeth meets
And
Rebecca, right? That's the whole
yeah,
premise. Which I
it's like a
love
Hitchcockian
Rebecca. I
Macbeth. Yeah,
love
yeah.
Rebecca so much. Oh. So we're at this lovely estate of one of our businessman. This is Tom Dutton, I believe. Is that right?
I believe you are correct.
I believe I am correct.
Who is Duncan?
No, no, I'm sorry.
Duncan,
Not Tom Dutton.
Duncan,
Barnett. It's Duncan Barnett. Yes, he's our
Duncan.
mansion owning business mogul with all of these cronies, including the Richard Beymer character. And they're having this little party
What
because,
party? Where they assume Duncan's going to announce his retirement,
right, and one of them is going to get the top spot, the
and he
CEO
has
position.
invited Spruce, right?
Hmm.
Who that name Spruce comes up a lot. Spruce Electronics actually comes up a number of times in the series,
Hmm.
including the virtual reality episode, which I think is neat. And so there's some continuity curiosity here.
It's like a little
And
Easter egg, right? Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, and I have to mention the woman playing Duncan's wife is Lydia Barnett, who I don't know where else you would know her from other than Vicky from The Parent Trap. And she is stunningly gorgeous here. She doesn't look a day past The Parent Trap filming. She's so beautiful. Look at her in this sort of peach lace, disgusting dress, and yet she makes it look cute.
he's regal,
This
absolutely regal,
silver coif. Oh my gosh.
utterly regal. For a Macbeth adaptation, it does take some really literal choices by naming Duncan. Obviously, McCormick's isn't that big a stretch from Macbeth, but a lot
We
of characters aren't necessarily direct parallels either.
right. We do have a
And
lot of characters here, though, don't we?
one of them is named Anne Hathaway, which is an interesting choice because Anne
It's a bit of a
Hathaway
mind fuck, yeah.
is Shakespeare's wife, Anne
Hmm.
Hathaway, who not to be confused with Devil Wears Prada,
Right.
Brokeback Mountain, Anne Hathaway, which is it's interesting, like little moment, but okay. Um,
It's funny because it's hard knowing being a Princess Bride kid watching, not Princess Bride, being a Princess Diaries kid.
oh yeah,
Like that's all I hear is
yeah.
precocious little Anne Hathaway in her Princess Mia Thermopolis
How
role,
do you
right?
feel about this Anne Hathaway? Because she could be a real wet fish. She could real be like a
Girl,
that one character in how do we feel?
girl. She's beautiful, but milk toast. She is dull, dull, dull. I have no sense of what this character's point of view is throughout the episode, which is odd because I still root for her. I don't know what that's all
Mm,
about, right? Does that make sense?
hmm.
She's so vacant of perspective. And yet, there's something kind of like cool bitch about her that I'm rooting for and want her to succeed. And of course, we know where this is going. She's one of the many employees of Duncan, right? So we mentioned we have, let me see if I get this right. We have McCormack and McCormack's wife. That's Richard Beymer and Joanna Pettet that we mentioned. We have Tom Dutton and his wife, Kate. They are also two vying for an upped social position in this company once he retires. We have Spruce Osborne, who is trying to buy them out, I think. He's trying to buy out this company. And so he's from the outside. And then we have Anne Hathaway, another executive at this company who I don't really know their roles, I suppose.
Well, they're not. I mean, there's. What do you mean that you don't know their roles?
Well, like they all just work for the company and they're on the board, right? And they all want
Oh, I
this
see. You don't know
position,
what
right?
their
I don't
positions
know
are.
what
Yeah,
they
yeah.
do. It's not really important what they do.
No, it really
Those
isn't actually.
details
They
are
they
kind of
kind of wave
bland, to be
past it.
honest. Yeah, we don't
Yeah.
really need to know, other than they all are gunning for this position. And then Duncan gives this very strange speech at this party where he's like, I bet you all thought I was going to retire and step down. Well, I'm never going to retire. Ha 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 ha. Ha. You can all fuck yourselves, which is kind of what it is, right? There's
Hmm.
nothing else happening at this party. Why they're having this party, I don't know.
Well, so in Macbeth itself, if we're going to replace a potential battle, because they're at battle,
Hmm.
with a merger, if we want to really amp up that parallel, our Duncan is kind of getting on in years. His wife would like him to retire because she feels that he is both not present as a husband and
Right,
is also overextenuating himself as a businessman
right,
because he's on medical advice as well, which comes
right.
up. Uh, Similar to Sister Emily's Digitalis, he's also on some stuff.
Hmm.
In fact,
Frail
it might be
constitution.
Digitalis. It might be
Maybe,
Digitalis.
maybe. He does seem to have a
Um,
heart problem. That's the storyline here. Yeah, there's sort of a
yes.
weak heart and a tendency toward attacks, murmurs, flutters, angina,
And
if you will.
indeed. And we have this moment where it's basically the screw your courage to the sticking post
Yeah,
moment between the McCormacks, where she's mad that he's sort of just sitting down and letting Duncan not pass on
hmm,
the business. And she's like,
right.
I think maybe it's time that we did this to ourselves.
Yeah,
Let's get a little of this because this is
let's
basically
do.
her.
This is her at her most Lady Macbethiest.
I do love her chat with Jessica later too, though.
Yeah, me too.
A chat that she will deny to the grave.
Hmm.
Maybe we should give nature a little push.
Seems an awful shame.
Seems a downright waste.
Morgan, we're talking about your future. Our future. With him in control, how are you going to get to the top? He's only going to keep on playing you
Jenny,
like a little lapdog.
There are other companies. I mean, you just don't
Starting
go.
over. Morgan, is that what you want? Besides, everybody thought he was going to die last year anyway.
She's leaning on his
He's
back
living
as he
on
stares
borrowed money for
forward.
the
It's
next
such a
Whispering
great.
into his ears, right?
There's a house full of people, Jenny.
Exactly. house full of suspects. Morgan, it doesn't even have to look like murder. His heart medication, it could look like a heart attack.
No, no. We can't.
You mean you can't?
Ooh.
Because you haven't got the guts.
Now, we know that
Wow.
that Duncan drinks brandy every night. He has a glass of
Hmm.
brandy, and we see a spoonful of some powdery substance to help the medicine go down. Uh, dissolve.
Echinacea. Vitamin C.
And as Jessica is reading in bed, she sees the lights dim, and Duncan's
And
dead.
then in the morning, our Lydia Barnett, our Vicky,
Empty.
screaming at the discovery of Duncan's body dead in his in-ground hot tub. We
Hot.
got to talk about this hot tub. Wowza, this
Let's.
bathroom. I know
It's
this is not
deluxe.
Macbeth, but this is what I want to talk about. First of all, it's sort of a sage green marble, and when you enter the bathroom, there are steps that then elevate you. And then after you get to that platform in the middle of the room, not off to the side, not lovely showcased under a window, in the middle of the room is a gray stone hot tub. Why is the
Built
hot
into
tub
the ground.
gray stone built into the sage green stone and the walls are brown stone? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. What's happening here?
Yeah, it doesn't. No.
It
Actually,
doesn't.
you know what? I really like
It's
the I like the sage on
disgusting.
the walls. The sage on the walls look nice,
Yeah. But that gray bathtub?
but
I
the
don't
gray
think so.
bathtub,
Yeah.
no.
Oh, did we mention there's a TV in the bathtub too? Yeah,
There is a TV stretched by its cord. So there's a plug in one of the countertops,
right.
and it has been pulled forward, not on a table, not, you know, just dropped in.
Just right in there
And
with
he's
him.
there in his blue Speedo, uh, cooked alive.
See, here's another thing that I don't get, and I know it's for TV, but if I had my
Mm,
own in-ground hot tub in my bedroom, I would not be wearing a Speedo. I would be
right,
butt ass naked.
right. Especially if, as we learn, he was entertaining Serena,
Yes.
Spruce's young lady friend.
Yeah, we didn't talk about her. She's kind of a little
We
bright,
didn't.
bright dose of levity in this episode, isn't she? She's this sort of vapid, one-named entity. I mean, we learn more later that she's not quite so simple, right? But that's how she sort of presented
Yes.
to us, is this sort of social, this, she would be an influencer, right? She would be a
Yeah.
social media influencer. She's trying to get her name
Social
out there.
climber.
Serena. Hi, I'm
Just one
Kimberly.
name,
Hi, I'm
like
Janice.
Anne Margaret.
Don't they know you're
Yeah.
supposed to have a last name?
Yeah. Yeah. She'd be our Kylie. Yeah.
Basically.
Um,
Yeah.
God, this is a huge room. Yeah.
It's a big
Um,
bathroom, right?
it is a
For and
very
the
bathroom.
tub,
And also, if you were gonna have an in-ground hot tub, it would be larger than
it
this.
would be
How do
way
you
bigger
you
than
can't have
this.
sex in this.
There's not
No,
even room for another person.
you'd hit your head. Yeah.
Exactly.
No.
This is a
No,
wasted opportunity. This is poor
it
architecture,
is.
poor planning. Gut the whole thing, remodel.
Start over.
Anyway,
Anyway,
back
he's
to
dead.
the plot.
Uh,
Duncan is dead in the bathtub. And
and
presumably what he
everyone
was
is
doing was watching TV,
TV.
which his wife says later, "Oh, he always watched TV. I tried to tell him not to, but he wouldn't listen to me." She's a very like sort of relegated to the side wife character, right?
Yeah, yeah. She's no oh God, what's her name? Fabulous School for Scandal with the brooch.
Oh, it starts with a P.
Polly Bergen.
Polly
She's no
Bergen.
Polly Bergen.
She's no
She's
Polly
no Polly
Bergen.
Bergen.
Not
Which is
quite.
funny because she's actually styled very similarly.
She's so
But
beautiful. Oh, I can't get over. Even her in her silk bathrobe. She's a handsome lady.
handsome. So we have our doctor. Doctor, is that Leon Chatsworth? Who is telling them that
Yes.
he could have had a heart attack. We don't really know when if the heart attack was caused by the electrical shock. We don't know if he had a heart attack and he pulled the TV in while he was struggling.
Right.
Not really sure. They're sort of unclear on the time of death. This
Hmm.
is not the first time a hot body of water has affected the time of death.
Right.
But Jessica knows exactly when the lights dimmed, so we can
Right.
tell, presumably, when that happened.
Because she was looking at the clock when it happened because she was reading in
Right.
bed. It was something like 11:45 or something like that, right?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Not that it really matters. Just that she noticed when
Not
the time of death would have
effectively.
been, right?
And that's
Yeah.
when you also then sort of have to figure out where everyone was. Well, everyone was in their bedrooms. Of
Yeah.
course, everyone like no one's gonna be able to alibi anybody else who's not married to
No.
that person.
Exactly. Exactly. What do you think of Jessica's bathrobe here? Or her nightgown? I think it's so beautiful.
This denim colored
Oh my gosh.
it's almost structured, like
It
the way that
almost,
it's shaped.
yeah. Look at those shoulder pads on well, I mean, both of them, frankly.
Oh,
I think
it's like corduroy almost. Do you
oh, it
see
is,
that
isn't
pleat?
it?
You
Yeah,
see
we're
the
getting
lines?
closer. Yep. It does have sort of a velvety sort of shine to
And
it.
yet shine to, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It looks
Interesting.
expensive. It looks
It
expensive.
does.
I mean, she's in the
Very
right place
nice.
with all these rich people, right?
It's almost a blazer. Like it's so
Hmm.
look at that. Like from the stump from the waist up where we're seeing her in
Hmm.
this angle, that's a blazer right there.
You don't know she just leapt out of bed. No way. The tousled hair, maybe. So we neglected to mention that the reason Jessica is here is because she is on the board for this company, right? She has some sort of share, and so she gets to vote on these matters like, well, there's no president anymore, so we got to vote somebody who's also sitting at this table to the head leadership position, which is what all of these guys
How
are vying for,
convenient.
right? So, and of course, Jessica being the main lady who gets to serve on Congress, she, she has lots of questions and she's a little difficult to work with. And she kind of delays the process because she wants to make sure she's making the right decision. And I appreciate her due diligence, but also if I were in the room with these people, I'd be like, this fucking bitch,
I know,
this
I would
fucking
ugh.
lady.
Well, and also, so which implies that her being there is useful, sure. But the fact that she's there and then other people have to come in, I do appreciate that not everyone on the board was at that party. We
Yeah.
have this Ray Walston character
Hmm.
who you may know from My Favorite Martian, you may know him from Damn Yankees, fabulous character actor,
Oh,
who
he's
is sort of
great.
like the thorn in her side here.
Hmm. He's the one
And
that's the least pleased that she's there. He's the one that just wants
right,
to get her
because
out
she's
of the
getting in the
way.
way.
Yeah. So they can have their vote. He doesn't want to explain anything. It's a waste of his time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. We should also point out that Tom Dutton on the board here is a familiar face. He is our killer, George Reed, from My Johnny Lies Over the Ocean.
Yeah, he is.
Yes,
He
he
always
is.
has a way of playing these sort of gentle characters. And in that case, the gentle character turns into a killer. But he plays a similarly sort of gentle presence here.
Yeah.
It's hard
Well,
to
and
read him.
he,
It's hard to tell whether he has integrity and whether he's trustworthy or whether he's a real good guy who just wants to do right by the company, right?
uh, I think there's still an element of ambition that we're led
Yeah.
to believe,
Yeah.
but ambition is not inherently a bad thing. It's shit done,
Yeah.
you know? So the idea
Well,
that he wants to be in control, particularly when the alternative is McCormick,
yeah.
I think he sees through McCormick and says, "You don't have the best interest at heart, and
And we
I
know that
actually care
too.
about this company."
Yeah. We know that too from what we see. This is a very interesting episode because we got that scene with McCormick and his wife Virginia, and we don't often see sort of a plotting, scheming scene like that, particularly so early in the episode where characters are planning to murder someone, right?
Well, because it sort of gives it away, doesn't it?
It sort of does, doesn't it? And so we kind of are clued in immediately that they're not going to be responsible for this death because it would be too easy. It wouldn't be fun for us as an audience to figure it
Right.
out. But it is still
Well, I
unusual
mean,
that
I
we
do like
get
a
that
how catch 'em.
setup, right? Yeah. I
Yeah,
mean, that's more of like a Matlock scenario, right? Where we kind of know who did it and then we sort of
and
follow
every episode of
Matlock.
Columbo.
Yeah. Oh, Columbo,
Yeah,
absolutely, where we get to
yeah.
figure that out.
it's just a different storytelling device.
Yeah.
And we're told not only by virtue of this of that scene, but also the brandy glass, which we admittedly did not see who put the poison into the
No.
brandy
We
glass.
just saw the spoon hovering above it on sort of close up of the
But
glass.
that brandy glass went undrank.
Yeah.
It was still there in the morning.
Yeah. And Jessica saw it. She saw the brandy glass in the room.
And then saw that it wasn't there anymore.
Yeah.
Somehow
So
it disappeared.
someone made that brandy glass disappear.
Mm, a
Yes.
magic trick. All right, let's see. Who do we
We
got
also
here?
we have to mention I want to mention that before Duncan was murdered and he made this really odd speech at the party, he then sort of went upstairs to go watch his stock prices before bed in the
Hmm.
bathtub, like we all do.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm right now.
and McCormack and Dutton, those were our two gents on the board, and both of their wives sort of followed him to the stairs and tried to mea culpa and make good and make their case for why they weren't trying to get him out of their seat. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
very weird. And we didn't get a lot of the Kate character. That's Tom Dutton's wife, but she was part of that as well. So they all these people are all ambitious. And one thing that I kind of wanted to talk about when we talked about this episode is that type of business ambition. We obviously see it a lot in Murder, She Wrote because we deal with a lot of rich people. When we're
Mhm.
talking about Christopher Bundy, right? That family and their ambitions and their managing of companies in ethical or unethical ways, right? I don't know what you think, but have you ever been able to relate to that level of ambition where you would sort of do anything to gain some sort of power or social status or authority? I guess maybe I'm just not built this way, but I don't understand, other than money, what you
Yeah.
get. Because it also, as we
Status.
find out, puts a huge target on you.
Yeah. Well, people who feel that they are above that though. They don't feel
Yeah,
that they feel that they are untouchable very frequently. So very often
infallible.
they're surprised when they can get, arrested for embezzlement or
Yeah,
uh, uh overthrown in some capacity. No one's more surprised than they are.
right.
In terms of my own personal ambition, no, not directly. I am ambitious, but I'm also I hate to say it, but there's certainly a laziness in me. I'm not as conditioned for that kind of tenacity.
Yeah,
If it's talking, I can talk, talk, talk. Don't get me wrong.
sure.
But if it's doing, getting like very successful people have to get up very early in the morning, and I am not one of those people.
Yeah, I'm a night owl, please.
So, but that's part of the thing is that even in a global economy, which we are, part of,
Hmm.
where everyone's working at all hours. There's a reason that since the 70s there have been clocks of what time it is in Tokyo, what time it is in London, because we're doing business with at those
Hmm.
times. Um, to be truly successful and to build your own time and to it's sort of a business version of what Ethel Merman used to say about starring in a musical comedy. You got to
Hmm.
live like a fucking nun.
Yeah,
There's sort of an element of sacrifice, which is why there's so many like children of rich people that are mad at their parents for not being there. Um, and just sort of, I don't know, just the scheduling alone. Now, if we're also talking about like the ability to screw people over and just sort of live with it, I'm a little too chicken-hearted for that.
yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I don't love that. I don't love when people are mad at me. So I don't think I
No,
can, no,
I like to
no.
be liked.
I'd be a very bad psychopath too. I'm not a sociopath. I know because I feel too deeply. Like I
Yeah.
just know I'm too concerned, frankly. Um,
I care too much, even about people who are not good to me. I still weirdly care
yeah,
about them, and I hate that about
yeah,
myself sometimes,
yeah.
but I do. I'll almost always protect someone else before I protect
Hmm.
myself, which
Even if I
is
think that they probably can go fuck themselves, I'm
Yes,
still putting that whole concept of, oh, they live rent free in your head. Yeah, I know. Oh, you're spending more energy. Yeah, I know. What's your point?
right.
I'm aware.
It's just so interesting when we have these sort of scenarios as premises for these Murder She Wrote episodes and whatnot, and sometimes they're hard for me to relate to because even the villainous characters, I want to empathize with them and I want to sort of see from their perspective and their point of view. And when you have somebody like McCormack here and McCormack's wife, or the Lady Macbeth
Hmm.
character,
Lady
I
McCormack.
just Lady McCormack, I just don't get it. And so it's hard for me to latch on to their motivations. Do you know what I mean? And I
I
recognize
do.
that in the world, there are many people who are like this, people in charge of our own government, right? Those people want these positions, they want this influence, but it's so hard to understand.
I think that's why this is simply Business Incorporated. Like this is just
Yeah. What do
that
these
we
people
don't
even
get a lot
do?
of the
We don't
specifics.
care.
We don't care. And I think the writing is counting on us not caring. It's sort of
Yeah.
just, okay, that's our setting. We'll
Yeah.
count, and it's a means to getting us to, the juicy stuff and the
Right.
character driven, who is trying to screw over this person. It doesn't technically matter. This could have been at any company.
Totally.
It just so happens that and that happens a lot in Murder She Wrote. They're just like, okay, we'll put it here and then see what details have to be included. No accounting for murder. That could have been at a brokerage. That could have been at here. That
Totally.
could have been here.
Totally.
Um, so happens that that was an accounting firm.
At least like Christopher Bundy, that storyline, we knew that it was like a sleazy publication. That made it kind of fun, right?
Yes. Yes.
This isn't fun in that way. I wish it were a
No.
little more fun. Which is why the character of Serena, frankly, is a breath of fresh air whenever she shows up, which frankly is not enough as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I can see that. Well, and also because who we eventually find out is the killer, it's sort of unrelated to the business side as well.
Yeah.
We're spending so much time talking about growing ranks in this company,
Hmm.
and it actually has very little to do with the company.
Right.
Everyone is fighting for this ambition when it actually has nothing to do with that. And that's similar, not fully, but it's similar in everyone is doing their own thing, as we saw last episode at the convent. Everyone's going through their own shit. It actually has very little to do with why who someone dies is the
Yeah.
storyline.
Right. Well,
But
I mean, I
McCormick
suppose
is a
that's what
douche.
Shakespeare is too. We don't really care. We just need to know that they're McCormick is a douche, truly, that they're seeking power.
Yeah, well, and that's also partially because Shakespeare written at a time where it was a contemporaneous, all things were plot devices and had to do with things that were going on. Very little in Shakespeare are, what do you call it, period pieces.
Yeah.
They're now period pieces, but a lot of them
Hmm.
at that time, with the exception of like of Julius Caesar and things like that.
Sure.
But a lot of them are sort of either murky in where they take place when they take place, or they're of
Yeah.
that time.
Right.
And
It kind of
whenever we do an
makes,
adaptation, we change it.
yeah. It's why Shakespeare lends itself so well to adaptation, right? Because
Hmm.
it's not targeted toward ideas of the time, it's targeted toward human behavior
Yes,
and how we relate to each other and how we react to each other
especially
and our
in the
yeah,
tragedy and farces, especially in those, because
absolutely. Absolutely.
tragedy and farce are basically two sides of the same coin. They are just dependent on the response to those circumstances,
Yeah,
if it's
absolutely.
funny or not. If what you heard will have to do with this, or, like it's a lot of misdirection.
Yeah,
So, and that's murder mystery too. That's
yeah,
why I love a farcical murder mystery. That's probably it's my
absolutely.
favorite movie. But you're right. So as fun on the surface as this episode is,
Hmm.
when you really examine it, it is not a lot of fun.
No,
A lot of it is just sitting around talking about who's doing what in the company and why isn't that person in charge.
right.
Great.
And so I find
So,
myself really focusing on what are the clues? What is Jessica doing there?
well, we've jumped. We've sort of not talked about anything that's been on the screen for
Yeah,
quite a bit of time.
yeah,
What's occurred? We had our vote. McCormick got the
we
vote
did.
by temporary status.
McCormick did. They decided that he would, was it 90 days or so he would be
I think
reassessed?
that,
They would revote.
yeah.
In the meantime, Jessica overheard several conversations while she was in this space because she's a nosy bitch. She heard Sloane, I'm not Sloane, uh,
Frebson?
Frubson. He was our sort of dissenting
Ray
individual who
Walston.
came in.
Yeah.
We heard him on the phone with Spruce. Spruce is the guy who's trying to take over this company, whatever this company is. Also, isn't that careless to in the premises at that office to then call the competitor or the guy who's trying to
Oh, it's
take
totally
over?
stupid.
Like, how stupid.
Totally
What an
stupid.
idiot move. And then we even saw a moment where Tom and Anne Hathaway were in like the break room discussing things, and I don't even know what came of it other than Jessica heard people talking about wanting power. It's a lot of that. It's a lot of beating around the bush to talk about, well, what are the politics of this company? So that's happened. Jessica then met with Sloane. Why do I keep saying Sloane? Spruce. She met with Spruce, who has now decided he doesn't want the company.
Right.
And I don't really know
Right.
why.
Um,
Spruce
I
is a
don't know if
very
he ever
successful
really,
guy, right? He's supposed to have been
yeah.
a really, really successful guy, and he takes over companies left and right. And he just decided, I don't really want this one anymore. So it's like a boy with a toy, right? I'm
Hmm.
done playing with this toy. I want to move on to the next prospect. So in some ways, I don't really understand, other than we're taking ideas from Macbeth and then finding proxies for them in Murder, She Wrote that don't really lend itself to the storytelling here.
I feel like it gets halfway there. If they
Yeah.
had really wanted to, they could have found a parallel. There could be a Banquo, there could be a Macduff, like, and we have kind of proxies in that regard.
Hmm.
Um, then we also have entirely new characters like Anne Hathaway, who doesn't have a parallel. I guess
Right.
by virtue, she's kind of the Macduff, kind of, because
Yeah.
she's the one who, but she doesn't fight Macbeth
She
the
doesn't
way
do
that,
anything. She's the
no.
most passive character in this business scenario. We
And
we we are
Mac
told early on that she is very diligent and she's really capable and that she's a very determined woman, right? And that she's to be not feared, but you know what I mean? That she is a force to be reckoned with. But we
yeah.
certainly don't see it on the screen. Like I said, she's so passive and she does very little.
Well, and one of the reasons that Macduff finally does something is because his family is killed,
Yeah.
right? Lady Macduff, yeah, yeah. So he goes and he, because he is non-vaginally birthed, he's able to kill Macduff,
Hmm.
Macbeth. None of they're not getting into that. They're not getting into that because all of this is
Yeah.
just sort of metaphor for one thing.
Hmm.
But there's no character that is that plainly ruined because really what happens is since Macbeth is not responsible for the killing of Duncan, that
Yeah.
immediately changes everything
Yeah.
because it was just the ambition. They didn't do it. Like the
Right.
McCormicks, folks, the McCormicks didn't do it.
Yeah. They
Um,
intended to. They attempted to.
but somebody got in the way. And so that
Something happened
automatically
first.
chooses your own adventure in a completely different direction
Right.
and has to change the premise. So the idea that this episode is inspired by Macbeth is already kind of a distraction
Hmm.
third of the way in.
Yeah. I agree.
So let's talk about this young lady here that we
Yeah.
have,
Kate. This is Tom's
Kate,
wife. Well, and okay, let's
Who
pause
is
it
played by
too.
Nancy DeSalt. Yeah,
Nancy DeSalt, right. Let's pause because there's some other stuff I want to sort of talk about. It was
sure.
digitalis here. It is
Yeah.
digitalis again. That's the heart
Once
medication.
again,
Everybody taking digitalis. Sister Emily
everybody.
popping those pills. Duncan popping those pills. This stuff is
Hmm.
all over the market. Geez. And
It's spilling out of pockets.
honestly, and our doctor here, Dr. Leon Chatsworth, played by Richard Jekyll. I'm not sure if I'm saying that correctly. He's our Watson here. He is
Mm.
our our detective, our co-detective with Jessica, who's supplying her with information that lets her come to her own conclusions. I will say his performance is so quiet as her Watson character, right?
Mhm.
He doesn't have a lot of energy. And at first I thought it was kind of a boring performance, but then as the episode draws on, I think it's actually nice to have a character who's not bombastic like our French
Eating all
detective
the machine,
or you know what
eating
I
all the
mean?
scenery.
It's kind of nice because it lets her sort of be the star of solving the mystery. She is the primary detective here, and he just happens to be helping her out with information, like the fact that there was enough digitalis theoretically in his prescription bottle to kill him, right?
Mhm.
And as they were talking to the doctor, that's when they said, so this could be murder. And Kate, who was walking into the room carrying a giant vase of flowers, why is she still at this house? I don't know. Why is everybody still at this
Just
house? This man is dead. I would have gone home.
I
But
think
she
because it's a
walks in.
murder. I think because it's a murder investigation. At least possibly they're not allowed to go home.
But she's rearranging flowers in the kitchen. What is she doing there? She walks in with this giant vase of flowers, and when she hears the word murder, she drops it and startles everyone around her.
Murder.
What?
Yeah. Oh, and they have confirmed that a brandy glass was missing,
Yeah.
so that has not turned up in the findings. My favorite part of that is that Duncan's wife and Jessica are talking to the maid, and she says, "You're right, a brandy glass is missing, and it disappeared the night that Mr. Duncan." And then the wife goes, "Okay, that's enough. Go." I'm like, I feel like that's
I
an important thing to continue. Sorry, like,
I literally wrote in my notes, this is like Eileen as the girl. I'm not very kind to the help here. Not
not
very
very kind.
kind.
No, and that's the thing. That's an interesting thing too, is that Duncan is not treated like a nice guy. That's
No.
another really interesting thing too, because as I've often said, we either really like the person who's killed or we really don't like the person who's killed.
Yeah.
And we're given every reason in the world why we should want the person to be caught, or we want every reason to feel justified that the person did the right thing in killing them.
Right.
So, well, the right thing. So the fact that Duncan is sort of dead already, and we're finding all of this like crummy stuff about him, and his wife is sort of a bitch, and he, who cares? Let him be dead.
Well, and
Uh,
frankly, he had it coming. He's watching TV outside of his in-ground hot tub. What are you doing, man?
okay, the TV with a length of there's a table right there. It could have been
Right.
on the table. The fact that this is not like a situation like our poor friend in the bathtub who gets electrocuted by
Sticks and
John
stones.
Aston.
Right.
This is someone who is has it right there with them.
You wanted to talk about Kay,
Did I?
our bitch who
Oh, yeah.
dropped the vase.
Our dropper.
Yeah.
Well, she tells Jessica and our doctor, Kate, that she passed by the door and heard giggling coming
Hmm.
from Duncan's hot tub, and she believes it to have been Serena. But
She
how
said
did
she
Serena?
heard her.
Yeah,
Yeah. She said she heard specifically heard voices and heard
and
Serena.
that Serena was essentially brought to the estate to screw around with Duncan. Like she's there as
Right.
a bonus
She's
or
like a
like a
like bonus meets spy, kind of,
well,
right?
yeah,
I mean, we learn
yeah,
that later, I suppose. But
but it's all sort of it's she was there clearly as a plaything
hmm
for Duncan, and Kate is very quick to say that she might be the person who
right,
killed Duncan,
right. And
and
she
she's
was
the
the
only one
outside
who
of this
has
group, right? She
yeah
was the one that is not related to these people in some way. And she was only brought by Spruce,
the competition.
yeah, as his
Yeah,
date, as his sort of popular girl date.
right.
Yeah.
And Kate herself, why she's there at all is she is married to our killer from My Johnny Lies Over the Ocean. She's
Hmm.
Dutton's wife.
Right.
So she's not in the company, but she could be another Lady Macbeth figure in so much as she wants her husband to succeed.
So we full
We
of
just
Lady
haven't seen
Macbeths
that.
here, right?
Yeah. We're chock full of Lady Macbeths,
Hmm.
or at least potential Lady Macbeths.
Right.
She seems a little softer, a little bit more passive, and while she was quick to
Yeah.
accuse Serena, she's not done anything to actually get her husband anywhere.
Yeah. She's more diminutive.
She's Lil.
Yeah. Yes. Ooh, we're
Oh,
at this house again. Is it the funeral? We're at the funeral now?
we're at the funeral, yeah.
And
We're at the
Serena's there.
recast.
Oh, look at her outfit, by the way. Serena, legs for
Thighs, thighs,
days.
thighs,
Oh my
thighs.
gosh, that leopard print skirt. Come on, baby.
This is Jenna Lee Harrison, who is playing our Serena here. She was Cindy, the replacement for Suzanne Summers on Three's Company.
Yeah. Yeah. So we know her face.
It's Chrissy.
I
She was Chrissy's sister.
I like her. I wish she had more to do here. She's basically in the opening party scene and then she comes back here, but that's kind of
She's a
it.
means to an end. Yeah,
She
she's a means
is.
to an end.
Yeah.
This hair. Ugh.
It's great, right? It actually looks like a wig. I know it's probably
Oh,
not, but
it's well,
this sort of honey blonde.
it might be. It might be. I
It,
mean, look at we're not seeing any lace, but
yeah,
that's a lot of shine.
it is a lot. It looks a little plastic.
It's yeah.
Yeah. Can we
And
actually hear what she says here? I
she's
would
a
love to
natural
hear it.
brunette too, so I have a
Yeah.
feeling she probably actually wore a wig for Three's Company too. Oh,
Oh
because
yeah.
Jessica found her
Yeah,
charm
they were in the
in the hot
bathroom
tub.
earlier and Jessica found the charm. And why is she in this bathtub
Excuse
room?
me, Serena? I'm up here looking for
The bathtub room.
I couldn't help but notice your charm bracelet the day we met. The day that Lydia showed you the loo on the ground floor, if I'm not mistaken.
Mom always told me not to wear loud jewelry.
The morning after Duncan died, you seemed very anxious to get into the bathroom.
Yeah, well, it must have come off when I took my clothes off. Don't you just hate it when they do that?
I'm beginning to see. It was Duncan who put Mr. Osborne into the Pierpont suite so that you could use the connecting door.
Oh, now, Mrs. Fletcher, it's not what you're thinking. Duncan and I, we never did anything. That's why I didn't want anyone seeing my lion.
Well, if you didn't do anything, why did you pretend that you didn't know Duncan? Unless it was Duncan's idea to involve you with Mr. Osborne.
Well, now, why would Duncan want that? Can I have my lion back?
Well, I'm afraid the police will want to see it. But don't worry. I mean, if there were no arrangement between you and Duncan, well, there's no need to worry about them finding this.
Hmm.
Okay.
The other way around.
Okay, a couple
Hmm.
of weeks ago, Duncan arranged for me to meet Spruce.
So that you could keep him informed of Mr. Osborne's activities.
And I did a real good job,
Sprucey.
too.
Duncan.
Sprucey
Duncan.
didn't get the
Brucey,
thing.
Dunky.
There's a possibility that Duncan was murdered.
Well, he was alive when I left him.
What time was that?
12:15. And you can ask Spruce. He'll remember. He woke up and we, well, you know.
Yes, I think it's best if Lydia doesn't find out about this.
No problem.
Jessica's face when she says, you know, is
You know.
I know. I know.
We all know. We all know. Ah,
It's a silly little performance, but I think this episode really needs it.
it's good. I mean, also it does show some it gives Duncan something to do too after his
Yeah.
death because it shows that he wanted to actually use her
Hmm.
for Spruce, not the other way around. Spruce didn't bring
Right.
her as an infiltrator. It was the other way around, and we wouldn't have guessed that, frankly.
No, no. It's a good
Um,
pivot. I like it. It shows that
and
Duncan was actually quite savvy, right?
yeah,
He was
yeah.
ahead of the game.
So Jessica's showing her cards. She's finally gone up to the McCormacks and mentioned a glass of brandy, and we all know what that means. I know
Hmm.
that you tried to poison Duncan. It's a shame that so much of this episode does meander because it ends
Yeah.
pretty strong.
Yeah, I agree.
This with the Serena scene and this scene that we have here, and then with the final confession scene,
Hmm.
there are some really good moments back to back to back. And I think that they are so good, they
Hmm.
make you forget that a good third of this is just sitting around a conference room table
Yeah,
or talking
right.
nondescript about a business that we still don't know what they do
Right.
in the
But
office.
everybody wants it.
So,
Everybody wants that bright, shiny box, right?
yeah.
Well, and we
Yeah.
didn't mention earlier that McCormick was sort of crashing out because he's like, I think Jessica knows. I think she knows. Because
Yeah.
she implied when she was at the office that she was sort of on to what was happening. And that psychic at the beginning told Mrs. McCormick that what did the psychic actually say?
A woman with a strong will.
A woman with a strong will would be their
Beware of
downfall.
a woman with a
Beware,
strong will.
yes, yes. And so he, being a non-superstitious person, has lost it and is certain that Jessica is the one who's going to take them down. And here she is, frankly. She calls them. Should we hear it?
Do you want to have her sum up, or do you want to have the just the Lady Macbeth part?
I
Because
want the Lady
it's just
Macbeth part. Yeah, I
all
want the Lady
right.
Macbeth part.
This is one of my favorite points in this episode, not only because of what we get out of it. The acting
Hmm.
is spectacular,
Yeah.
but very few people are like, okay, I'll give you what you want, but this is how we're going to do it. And I like that she still tries to maintain some control while
Yes.
Jessica's dangling a lieutenant in
Yes.
front of them.
Yes.
Necessary. Full marks, Jessica. Except that Morgan didn't stay long. I had to do the dirty work.
Jenny, we don't have to say anything.
You don't have to say anything. You're innocent. Thanks to you, it's my behind that's on the line.
She can't prove anything. Now don't be stupid.
Stupid. You're the one that's stupid. You didn't have to remove that glass. Anyone could have placed it. That was the beauty of my plan. My plan. Now, Mrs. Fletcher and I are going to have a talk. A talk which I will deny to the grave.
Mm.
And you, Morgan, are going to go in there and charm those people before they start to talk. My psychic predicted this, you know? He did. He warned us, beware a woman with a powerful will. Of course, I'm fairly determined, too. Morgan was right, though. You can't prove any of this.
Well, right now, I'm more interested in proving who did kill Duncan. Now, you were in his bedroom. Perhaps you saw or heard something?
I can't think of anything, no.
Maybe if you reconstructed the events. Now, you took the pills from Duncan's pocket.
And ground them up into the brandy. It was a good plan, and I had ample time.
Well, yes, and it worked in your favor. Duncan being a man of habit. Stock quotes in the hot tub and a glass of brandy before going to bed.
Exactly. It was a brilliant plan. Just that one tiny thing we hadn't counted on, and it scared Morgan off. I had to finish the job.
What was it that frightened him?
Oh, he heard a woman in the tub with Mr. Barnett.
Oh, yes, Serena.
Well, perhaps. I don't really know.
But you were in the bedroom. You must have heard her.
Well, I heard a voice. It was impossible to identify it, with the water gushing and the door closed.
The door closed.
We're just about to wrap this
Eureka.
up. No, thanks for helping out.
The door
Of course, I'm going to
closed.
The
glad.
door closed.
You were passing this.
I mean, that's a
I
beautiful scene.
It's a great scene, and I
Yeah.
love that how what's her name?
Virginia.
Joanna Pettet. No, oh yes,
Oh,
Virginia
Joanna
played
Pettet.
by
Yeah.
Joanna Pettet
Yeah.
plays it is that it's almost like two girls. Yes, right. It was a great plan. Thank you.
Like, you
Yes,
get me.
that
You
was the
get me,
genius.
girl. Yeah. It's
Right.
almost like they're in it
Um,
together or something. And she's so casual about it too.
yeah.
She's so happy to relate it, and she's almost proud to tell
Get it off her
Jessica that this is
chest.
her
Yeah.
plan. It's really
Well,
dynamic. It's unusual.
partially, I think because she gets to relieve this weight on herself and share this with Jessica, knowing that there won't be consequences,
Yeah,
or thinking that there won't be consequences.
right.
However, we find out later that even if McCormick isn't the reason for the killing of Duncan, that doesn't mean he's going to get the power.
Hmm.
And we, of course, get the important note that someone in the room couldn't identify the voice of the woman.
Yes,
So why was Kate so sure?
but it was Serena.
Right.
Oh, and so another
And
trap is set. Another trap is set.
in
And
such a weird
basically,
way,
I know it doesn't really make
they
sense. And
have to
who
get
they
the
choose,
doctor.
like
They
what?
get the doctor and Anne Hathaway to giggle in the hot tub room with the water flow because that's what you hear giggling. Like you have to
Yeah.
get like, oh, what am I gonna? You
Ooh,
can
we're
you
doing
actually
something naughty
imagine?
in here.
Can you imagine Anne Hathaway doing that?
No,
Yeah,
no,
they
milk
ran out of
toast.
women. Yeah,
She has no
they
humor.
needed
What are you
another
talking
woman.
about? Yeah.
They needed another woman.
Oh, geez.
Also, how tiny is this woman
She's
compared to
itty
Jessica?
bitty.
She's so little.
She must be 4'9" at most, wearing the school marm weird little collar. What is this? What is she wearing?
It's something. It's
It's
something
like it's I can't even describe it. It's like Anne of Green Gables meets librarian.
with the little Auntie M thrown in.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
No thanks. And what is this rainbow
yeah.
colored scarf around the neck? Just for a pop. Just for a pop.
What I like about this, so this is her Lady Macbeth attempt, and she's just
Yes.
bad at it. Some people
Yeah.
are just not good at it. She
No.
doesn't relish it the same way that Virginia does. And what they could have done here is they could have made her a slighted woman because she was having an affair with Duncan
Well,
and that he wasn't going to leave.
I
I thought
thought
that's where
that's
we
what
were
it
going
was.
to.
And then it's
Yeah,
not.
it's not. It's
She
simply that
just
he wasn't giving her husband a chance.
went in the room to sort of to beg him to help because her husband has given his life of service to this company
Right.
and he deserves it and earns it. So please, please, why can't you? And Duncan's like, fuck that guy, basically.
Yeah.
And as as she's about to leave, he's like, can you adjust my TV set for me, please? What?
And so she pulled, yeah, I know. Well, he's a
What?
dick. He's a dick. We're not really sad that he's gone. We're really
No.
not. And what's really fascinating here is that she attempts to bargain with Duncan
Yeah.
while Virginia was going to just take. She
Yeah.
knew that he was not one to be negotiated with.
Hmm.
And so just take it.
Oh,
And so they all vote. So McCormick is out. Dutton gives up his possibilities because, well, that would be
his
bad business with his wife as a killer.
his wife murdered the president.
Ironically, she sort of killed his chance.
Yeah.
After all that, with McCormick ruined, he could have actually stepped up, but now it goes to
Right.
Bland and Hathaway
Right.
because she's the only one of any dignity,
Principal? Yeah.
principle.
Well,
Yeah,
what she says at the end, our little sort of cap is,
button.
I'm
Yeah,
a strong-willed woman. Oh, oh,
yeah.
oh. She was
I
the
don't
one,
know.
which is kind of dumb.
Yeah, as if
When
she
she
was
doesn't,
pulling the strings the whole time.
she doesn't appear that way at all. She's so passive in the
No,
whole plot line. The only thing she does that's active in this episode is giggle in the bathroom as a part of this trap. That's it.
she even abstains during the vote.
I know. It's an
I know.
undefined character.
So are we
I'm
meant to think that she was playing the, do you think we're meant to think she's playing the long game?
so, like I said earlier, she's so plain, and yet I'm still rooting for her. So for me, in order for me to sort of appreciate the episode more, I do like to think that she was
You
playing
have
some
to
sort
do
of
that.
long game, right?
Right. With a better
Whether,
actress, maybe that would have been clearer.
yeah, I don't whether it actually tracks that way or that's what was intended, I don't know. But she seems like otherwise she's a character that's like, well, oh well. Well, oh, lucky me. Everybody else is guilty
Yeah.
of murder or attempted murder. I guess I'm the one to fill the shoes now.
And but all we needed was like a crooked smile and a
Something.
little just to show at the end. And that's how I do things around
When she
here.
says like I'm a
Let
strong-willed
all the men
woman to
fight and fall
Jessica,
over each other.
yeah. Like she
All we
could have
needed is a
given
little
her
bit.
a wink or just a sly something, and then Jessica has something to react to at the end to be like, oh shit, she
Oh,
really is, right? But she's not.
sisters are doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. well, missed opportunity perhaps.
Yeah,
Um, a good candidate possibly for, well, and that's the thing also, either it's writing or it's the acting. It's a combination of
I
both,
think here it's both. Yeah.
but
The
I
choices weren't, again, she just lacked perspective. I don't know what she was thinking or what she was intending to do. Even the scene that
I
Jessica
think just let the men all
overhears,
fight and then in
kind
theory
of,
just let the men
yeah,
fight and let her end up on top.
right. Well, when she's talking
But it
to
almost seems
Tom,
like it happened by accident.
that's what I'm saying. Unless when she was talking to Tom in the break room where they're having their coffee in between voting and talking about it, because Jessica had to prolong everything. If she was just stirring the pot,
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I don't know. I want it to be a good performance. I don't know that it is. I think I want it to be a better performance
then it really is.
than it really
Yeah.
is. Yeah. Yeah.
Alas, alack.
Alas,
Or
alack.
can you imagine if there had been like, and all of a sudden, like the last scene is her doing that, and then the psychic walking by and going like finger guns, like if it, or if she walks out and escorts him out, like that would have been a fun little bonus too.
Right.
Um,
Maybe they thought
yeah,
they would be too heavy-handed with the psychic prediction of the strong-willed woman, but I feel like they could have leaned into it a little bit more.
yeah,
Yeah. I do like the
yeah,
idea that everybody thinks it's Jessica and it turns out it's not, quote unquote,
yeah,
but the episode doesn't show us otherwise. It really is Jessica. She is the one who is their undoing. And
right,
she is the way
right.
that Anne gets to assume the role of president, de
It's
facto,
another.
right?
All of these things are happening with Jessica present, not because of Jessica, and not even really due to Jessica furthering along the plot. Everyone's offering clues. Jessica's
Yeah.
not investigating all that much. She's really just talking.
Well, for that matter, when Kate couldn't keep her damn mouth shut and had to say, "Oh, it was Serena." Oh,
Yeah.
it was Serena. And the reason she
They
said
always
that
talk too
was
much.
because
They always talk too much.
she was in the bathroom, the hot tub room, when Serena came to the door to talk to Duncan, and she hid herself, very Shakespearean, right? And that's how she knew Serena was in the room at some time. And obviously she was because she lost her charm in there. But if she had
Ooh,
just
and
kept
Serena
her
offers
damn
that.
mouth
Yeah.
shut, if she had just kept her damn mouth shut, she would not have been found out. I don't see
No,
what clue could have led to that conclusion. She had no reason to be there. She didn't have any relationship with Duncan, like an affair, like you said, which would have been
no.
maybe more
She was just
interesting.
married to Dutton, who also was not ambitious enough to get what he wanted.
She was just the quiet wife who was like, will you please reconsider giving my husband a promotion? That's all it was. And we didn't
Mhm.
even see that from her in mixed company. That was only
No.
alone. So
We did get a flashback. As we point out, we don't always get a flashback, but we
that is
did this time.
nice. That is
It
nice.
was important to see her body language and her relationship to
Yeah.
the TV.
Yeah. And what I
So,
do like about that flashback is that when she goes to adjust the TV and she has that moment of like, you know what? I'm gonna electrify this motherfucker. And she takes the TV and throws it in the tub. It cuts right as the TV hits the water, right? So we don't actually get
mhm,
to see the act of murder, but we do get to
mhm,
see Duncan kind of squirm before it hits the water. And
right.
so that's kind of exciting. Again, there's a lot of meandering and slog here, but then we get a lot of really cool stuff at the end. At
Oh
the
yeah,
very
back to
beginning
back.
and at the end.
Yeah.
So the middle section, Act 2 here is not strong. Act 1 and Act
No,
3
no.
are.
It's a lot of just sort of dangling. It's just sort
Yeah.
of like waiting for things to occur
Hmm.
finally, which sometimes happens in Shakespeare.
Sometimes. I mean, some of those plays are long, baby.
And there's a reason that a lot of times the adaptations that we see will mix things up or cut things out or, amp them to certain degrees. So I feel like this could have used some amping. Like, is even these quiet scenes here, like because the episode is rerunning again,
Yeah.
and we see Kate talking about like, oh, I could never compete with Anne Hathaway, trying to figure out what to word it where I can't. I'm like just talking about, can you imagine being a businesswoman?
Hmm.
And this the conversation between the two of them is really interesting foresight that by the time you get to the other stuff, you forget happened.
Yeah.
But this is good too. This is still very useful information and is very well done.
Yeah.
This is a very good, like, these are good scenes.
Yeah.
Uh, I think actually just once we get into the party scene is fine. Once we get into the office, it's when things start falling apart.
Yeah. Like I said, Act Two. All the Act One stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
and look at Lady Macbeth at this party. We didn't even mention her in this
Oh,
red
this
dress, right?
fabulous hat.
How coated is she, right?
And Serena in that gold lame where she's practically flopping out of it. My
Oh
goodness.
my God. Meanwhile, look in the background. There's a maid that's just standing there, just
Just
doing
standing there,
nothing,
waiting to be told what to do, when to serve.
waiting to be treated poorly
I know, poor
by
Ray.
Mrs. Duncan Barnett.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, so
it,
this is it's
it's
fun.
just
There's a lot of good stuff here, definitely.
it is
I
also
think
interesting that uh what's his name? Duncan's wife
mhm,
thinks that there might be some hanky panky between Duncan and Hathaway. Not that
right.
that ever comes up, but
Yeah.
her own insecurity is lashed onto that as well.
Hmm.
And I think we spend some of the episode wondering if that's finally when Anne Hathaway is going to come forth. I don't know. Maybe it
As the
is
successor, yeah.
maybe it is decent, not great, not very satisfying writing, but maybe it is realistic to imagine
Yeah.
someone level-headed succeeding and letting the ambitious people slog at each other, and then you come out smelling like a rose.
And sort of burn their
It's
own
not as
houses
fun.
down. Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's the intrigue of that character for me, because even though I've said there's like writing problems with it, there's maybe acting problems with it, I still want to know who she is. I still want to know what she's up to.
She is an intriguing presence.
Yeah.
I will say
Yeah.
she's
She's
very interesting to look
striking.
at.
She has a quiet coolness to her, which I think is maybe why she's intimidating to these other people. She walks into the party at Duncan's left side,
Hmm.
having what looks like a
Her
good conversation.
while he's talking, she gives good face because
Hmm.
she knows what's coming. She's the only one who knows what's coming,
Yeah.
and she's enjoying it. Her eyes are arching, like she's into it.
She's smiling while
And
he's being a dick to the others. Look at her.
yeah,
She's like, ha, what fun.
playing with her
It,
necklace. Like, yeah, so there's
eh,
all it's stuff there. I don't know. I wonder if she just was poorly directed to underplay it to such a degree where it
I
just
think
doesn't pay
so.
out at the end.
Yeah. Because
I don't know the actress very well.
she is interesting. Yeah.
She reminds me of someone too. So there's another actress who looks a lot like her that I keep thinking she is, but she's not.
She looks like
Um,
potentially like Armenian or Balkan or something. She's very, maybe Greek. She's very striking.
oh, I
Yeah.
know she reminds me. She reminds me of it hasn't happened yet, but the woman with two husbands, one in Cabot Cove and one in New York.
Oh yeah. Oh
She's
yeah.
also in the stuff. Yeah, yeah. She reminds
Totally.
me ever so slightly
Totally.
of that one. I think I'm catching a bug or something. That's the thing. I'm always losing my keys. So,
So
well,
it's fair to talk about some of the performances, I think, other than that one. I think Richard Beymer is fun here. It's a very different character than Sydney, right? Because Sydney has
mm,
this sort of like very collected, stoic, imposing presence. Richard Beymer as Morgan McCormick, it's fun to watch him sort of fall down the anxiety rabbit hole, right? And sort of fall apart because of Jessica Fletcher. That's fun. And that he's not strong enough to quote unquote pull the trigger. That's fun too.
mhm,
So I think
mhm.
he's really interesting in this. Obviously, Joanna Pettet as the Lady Macbeth is so good. So good. Kind of steals every scene she's in.
Well cast,
Well cast. Yeah, they're a
nicely
great
done.
pair too. They act beautifully together. They're really connected. And she just seduces the camera. She's a little femme fatale, right? Especially in this red
Oh, she's
dress.
great.
Come
She's
on.
great. And
Everybody
she's
else
not
is
a
fine.
traditional one because I have to say she's an attractive woman, but she's not gorgeous and glam and made up. She's a little unkempt, frankly, actually,
She
once she takes
is.
off the hat and everything. This conversation between the two of them during the sticking post scene,
Yeah.
or screw your courage, is it's very natural. It's very
It
believable because
is.
they're getting ready
Yeah.
for bed. Like this isn't stylized in a way that is
They're a little dewy, sweaty
yeah,
from the stressful evening. They look tired.
yeah.
They're stressed out. It's very
It's
cool. Yeah.
very, very cool. I like it. I
Yeah.
like that. They're good choices in this.
hmm I think that Joanna Barnes as Lydia Barnett, that's our Parent Trap Vicky. She just doesn't get enough to do.
Oh, Duncan's wife?
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, in Macbeth, she's not in it
Right.
at all.
It's almost
So
like they
we
put her
kind
in
of,
there as like a necessity for the party or to
yeah,
have someone discover the body or whatever. But that's
yeah.
really the role she plays. She's never a suspect. She reminds me a little
We
bit
need
of our
someone
wife
still in
in
charge of the household.
yeah. She reminds me of Simon Says Color Me Dead, the wife there, who we don't really get much
Oh,
of
sure.
after Simon is dead. I think we
The
get even
wife,
less
a
here.
wife character.
She's just the wife,
Yeah.
and I feel like she's a better presence on screen and film than the episode lets her be. So that's a little disappointing. But everybody else is fine. Yeah.
I forgot. So again, the episode is running back, so we've just seen Duncan's body in the tub again, and we're consoling Duncan's wife, and the doctor is there, and Serena is there in this fabulous denim.
Acid
That she
wash.
she and I never really paid attention, but she's fumbling with her charm bracelet, realizing that the charm is off, and she
Mm.
attempts to go into the bathroom and is stopped.
Oh yeah.
Good little moments, good little
Yeah.
clues along the way.
Yeah. Everything that happens in the house is good. Everything that happens in the office is bore city.
I don't know why she didn't just. Oh, I see. Right, because the bedrooms connect. Spruce and
Yeah.
his bedroom connect, not Spruce's bedroom and the hot tub. So she still has to get to the hot tub room from his bedroom. Okay.
Right.
So she has to still, yeah. So that was Dusty Death. Neat idea.
Yeah.
Uneven. Some stellar
Some
performances
really
and
standout performances.
an ambitious concept, not unlike a lot of what we saw in season three.
Yeah.
So
Fully
season
not
three, I
fully
think, really
realized,
helped. Yeah, really helped
but
pave the way for these kinds of ambitious, curious
a cool
episodes.
swing. I'm trying to
Cool
think of
swing.
not that it needs to be changed, but I'm trying to think what would make this better. I like this episode. I watch this episode a lot, but I'm
Hmm.
realizing that when I watch it, I'm watching it for the beginning and the end.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it's too long or if it's
It is a
too
little.
short.
It's a little. Well, because once we get once everything starts getting into the actual company stuff, that's not interesting.
Yeah, it's not.
It's the ambition that's the driving force here. Once people start getting what they want, it's
hmm
boring. It's all about the climb. Like that's what this episode really makes the climb exciting. And since we get to this middle area where not a lot is occurring and the climb is just not, people aren't climbing, they're just sort of setting up camp. It's like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so I'll vote around.
It's kind of
So
like details that we have to get to, but also
yeah,
it could be this could have been an email.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. It's and I guess the only thing that really would have made it more interesting is if the company was doing something more interesting, or
Well,
if we
there's one
spent more
mention.
time with the
Yeah.
with
There's one mention
Gruber.
about what McCormick would do is like shut down, make some decision that would shut down a company near Cabot Cove that would put people out of work. There's a reference
The
to
paper
that at one
mill.
point. The
Yeah,
paper mill, that's right. And then when Anne Hathaway becomes president in the end, she says, and we're going to keep those jobs for those people. And so it's very
let's
like
knock
Jessica
down those
Goes to
trees.
Congress, right? Exactly.
Yeah,
So that's a little dull. We've kind of done it already and better.
yeah,
The
yeah.
the cannery, I think, was a more interesting version of that.
I think if maybe some of the, because also there are two other board members who I believe have names because they go around the table, but
Yeah.
they're not credited with names, which I think is
They
funny.
don't do anything. Yeah.
Uh, if we gave a lot of these people more characterization, I think we would have
hmm
more meat. Make this a little bit more secret society. Make this a little bit more, I
Yeah.
don't know, this the sort of in between Twilight is not working for me. Either make
Yeah.
it bright and
Yes.
energetic, or make it dark and gloomy. Like do something
Give us a
with that.
trial by jury scene around this table, this conference table, not what it is, or cut it down almost entirely.
Hmm.
It's not
Hmm.
finished. It's not whole. And
To
so
the point where
it ends
actually
up being kind of a waste of middle space.
the two other boardrooms frequently share a frame. You realize that? Like everybody
Yeah.
else gets their own, but these two other guys, they're also like,
And not a word to say except when they vote.
you know,
Yeah.
we do get a little bit of the secretary of the administrative assistant who
Oh,
takes role,
Nicole, who's
uh,
crying in the back. Yeah.
crying in the back. Because she had been Duncan's private secretary, right? She was
Yeah.
his
Yeah.
personal secretary,
For a long time.
for a long time. And not even like, and I hated his guts in a way that sort of doesn't make her a suspect because she wasn't there.
No.
She wasn't cool. She wasn't important enough to be invited. But
Which is kind of sad for her, right?
I
She
know.
seems the saddest about his death, and she wasn't even at the party. 22 years she worked for him.
I feel like we could have gotten a little bit more from her too about who she would have wanted to carry on.
Yeah. She basically tells us what the pill is that he takes. That's it.
Yes, that's what her
That's her
plan
role.
is.
Yeah. Which we could have learned from the wife, frankly.
We could have. Maybe it's also just a second to make Duncan not such a bad guy, in that there
So that
was
somebody
somebody who
cares for
really
him.
liked him, at
Yeah.
least at this point. At least at this
Hmm.
point. But again, sort of a proxy for the wife, and
Yeah.
kind of doing because she's a secretary, she has more business to do
Yeah.
than say Anne Hathaway,
Yeah, she
where that
does.
information also could have,
What's weird, right?
yeah.
Well,
But
there you have
well, there we
it.
have it. Our dusty death has been completed. Yeah, I like this episode. Again, I think it's a little bit more style over substance,
Yeah.
but the style is really good.
Style is cool.
I do.
The
So,
goods are gooding.
oh, when next we meet, I believe we are in for an Emma McGill detour.
That's right. We go to the British Isles.
Uh-huh. Where it is actually the first episode without Jessica Fletcher,
Yeah, it is.
if I recall correctly,
Yeah.
because it doesn't
Yeah.
even have her as the bookends.
We still get
So,
our beloved Dame Angela, but no
sure,
Fletcher.
but no Fletcher. And that's an important distinction because, again, even when they were doing these little detours like the campus unrest episode, or we have a couple episodes
Hmm.
coming up where there's stories that Jessica's being told or telling.
Hmm.
It's just not story that Jessica's telling us. And I have to wonder if that's because they ran out of time, if they just thought it wasn't necessary, but
Yeah.
it's such an outlier for that reason.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with Jessica
Yeah.
whatsoever. That's really
I
interesting.
almost think of it like, oh, at least Lansbury got a break. No. No, she didn't.
No, she's in almost
No.
every scene.
She's
I
she's
know.
she's the bulk of it,
She's got
but
more to do. She sings in it
it's
too.
a fake out, right?
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
She had a good time.
yeah.
She had a good time. We'll have a good
She had a
time
good
too.
time. Yeah. Maybe that was one thing that they were like, Angela Lansbury's getting itchy. Throw some musical theater at her.
Yeah. And she
They would
came
give her some of
alive,
this.
baby.
She's getting tired of playing Jessica.
Yeah.
Let's give her something else. Um, but because it's only two episodes of Emma, even though Emma's mentioned, I think two or three more times after
Hmm.
in
Yeah.
passing, it is an extra special weirdness that it just sort of ends there
And that's
for Emma
that.
too. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but a lot of also really fun character actors, including Jane Leeves, who
I can't
shows up
wait for
in
her.
this one.
Me too.
So that'll be next time. But for now, I'm Victor Devon,
I'm petrified. And this
and this
was
was tonight
tonight on Murder
on
She
Murder She
Wrote.
Wrote. That was so good about my plan. Ah, ah, ah.
She really is the best.
She is so good.
So
I'm gonna
good.
deny it to my grave. Ah, so good.